What's good, YouTube? This is my first Storytime video, and it is how I first got high. Like, my first time actually getting high instead of faking it. Like, you know them kids that were like fake smoking shit, and it just pisses you off for all the smokers that are gonna be watching this shit. That shit's a piss off. But this is my first time really getting high. So basically, let's start this from the beginning. What happened was is that my cousin came over, like he stayed over the previous night, you know. So he was like, all right, bet. We were playing 2K all night, and then he was like, yo, so tomorrow I got something for you. Just come over. And me and him have been smoking previously before this, right? So I already knew what the fuck was going to happen. So anyway, I went to my cousin's house the next day. Basically, he called me up saying, yo, like, where you at and things like that. And then, yeah, so ended up going over to his house. And at this time, he had a car, right? He was whipping. It was kind of beat up, but it was pretty nice at the like for a first car. Like he had a BMW or whatever. We thought we were with the shit, just driving around. So anyway, yeah, we ended up going to his friend's house that had all like the weed and shit. And then yeah, we went to his house, and then we were posting there. I remember we were playing like Mortal Kombat or some shit until like 8 o'clock. And then he was like, yo, so he told me to invite all the people that I knew. No one ended up coming later on that. Like, no one ended up coming. So it was just us three. Me, my cousin, and his friend. And yeah, we ended up going to the, like, there's a shed in his backyard, right? So we ended up going to his shed. And then, yeah, he ended up grabbing his bong or whatever. And then, yeah, I remember I was sitting there, I was faking it. I was faking it so hard. Like 20 minutes in, I was faking it. And then I remember my cousin's like, "Yo, you're wasting the smoke. It's either you're never smoking with me again, or you're gonna do exactly what I'm about to tell you. And I'm about to tell you how to properly inhale. So what you do is you take that rip. As soon as it's all in your mouth, you're gonna take it and you're gonna inhale it and you're gonna bring it into your lungs." So I was like, "How do I do all that?" And he's like, "Nigga, don't be stupid." And he almost smacked me upside the head. So I'm like, "All right, bet." And then yeah, so I did that or whatever. I went right after my hit, and then I was like, oh, okay, so nothing's really happening. Like, let's fast forward like 20 minutes, nothing ended up happening, so I thought I did it wrong. So I did it again with the same exact bong, and everybody's like, all right, cool, because he probably feels it, so he thinks he's leveled up by now. So I ended up doing it again. Inhaled it, bring it down or whatever, and then, yeah, I blew it out. And then I remember I started coughing up a fucking storm. Like I started spitting. I was about to puke. I remember I had to run out. I had to run out of the shed. I remember I was just spitting and coughing and spitting and like all that. And then yeah, we were posted there. Everybody was laughing at me like, nigga, you're stupid. Like they didn't know that was my first time really getting high. So yeah, I just remember coughing a lot. And yeah, I remember coughing a lot. Holy, I felt like if literally how it feels when you take a bong rip for the first time and it actually works. It's like grabbing fire, right? Fire, and then sticking that bitch in your throat. That's exactly how that shit feels. That's exactly how it feels with a little taste of weed. And then yeah, basically what happened after that is like everybody started laughing at me, and then we walked into the house after they were all done. So I'm like, I'm never smoking weed again in my head. I'm like, I'm never doing this shit ever again. So we went into the house or whatever, and then yeah, we literally just posted there. And all I remember is it didn't really kick in. All I remember is just coughing. It didn't really kick in. I was just coughing up a damn storm though. And I remember I started feeling relaxed. Like I don't know, I started feeling relaxed in front of like a whole group of niggas. I started feeling relaxed. And I'm like, something's wrong with me. I'm like, something is definitely wrong. So I remember sitting on the couch, and then we were playing Outlast. I don't know if any of you guys ever remember that, but we were playing Outlast, and then I remember that big ass nigga. I forgot that piggy nigga. Yeah, he was chasing after us, not chasing after me. And I remember I had to friggin' hide in the locker or whatever. So I hid in that locker, and I got a jump scare. And then I realized after that jump scare, it kicked in. Like I don't know if it was just my blood racing or like whatever, but I remember it just kicked in after that moment. What I felt was like I could not feel my face on some weekend shit. Just kidding. I could feel my face, but like it was my leg. Like I didn't feel when I was walking or whatever. You know, like I didn't feel that. So I was like, this shit's crazy. And then I just remember putting on music, bro. We ended up stop playing that. We put on some music, and we were just vibing, and it felt so nice. Like it felt so good. and like you need to experience that if you've never smoked. And I'm not condoning it, but if you've never smoked and you're thinking about smoking, I'm telling you, as soon as you finally get high, what you got to do is you got to play that music. All the music that you like, you'll immediately fuck with 10 times more. I swear to God. And then after that, after we started listening to music or whatever, yeah, we listened to the music. I remember we were playing L.A. Capone or something. We were playing Capone. And then I remember I started jumping up, and I didn't even feel it. Like, I started jumping up, and I started like bobbing, and everybody's like, "What the hell is this nigga doing? Like, what are you doing, bro?" And I remember I jumped up on the table, and I'm like, "Nigga, don't talk to me. You're a peasant or some shit." And then I'm like, and then they all look at me like, "Nigga, what?" Because like I was like what 13. Everybody else is like almost like grown, right? So I was like the only little boy compared to the rest of them. So everybody else is looking at me like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, who do you think you are and shit? Like, even my cousin was giving me that side eye. Like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, who do you think you are? So yeah, I remember he ended up getting, no. That's later. But what happened was, 'cause I remember we ordered a pizza prior to this, but we did not eat it all. We had like one slice each. We ordered two pizzas. We ordered two pizzas, and then it was pepperoni, and then the other one was cheese. I remember this because it was nice. Like, I remember this, it was nice. And then yeah, when we ate one of the pizzas. Bro, that shit tasted so fucking good. I swear. Like, even eat food if it's your first time too. Like, you know, the munchies, that shit is real. Like, that shit is real, my nigga. So if it's your favorite food and you have that shit nearby, I'm telling you, you gotta eat that shit. I'm telling you that shit right now. If you have that shit near you, you need to eat that. I swear to God, you'll be that fucking fat Albert nigga by the end of the day. I guarantee that. But anyway, we started going back to the shed for more because everybody started wearing off or whatever. Like, it started coming down off the highs or whatever. And then we went back to the shed. This time we grabbed some woods. Like, I don't know if any of you guys know what that. No, I know some of you guys know what that means. Backwoods. Like, that's it's a blunt wrap basically. Like, it's a cigar, but we ended up like gutting it, taking all the tobacco out of it, so we can put our weed in the middle. You know, like, just in case a few people don't understand what you do with it. Yeah. So my buddy was busting it down or whatever. And then we were just chilling there. And I remember I felt like I was gonna throw up. And I'm like, nah, man, this ain't the time. This is not the place. I'm not about to be clowned for the rest of this year. I am not about to be clowned for this. Okay, I'm not about to be clowned. So I'm like, I'm a real nigga. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to throw up. So I had my drink from before, iced tea. You already know. Like, iced tea is my favorite drink. So yeah, ended up getting my iced tea, and I thought this would just make it better. So I just drank, and I'm like, I thought that would just make it better. So I started drinking water. I started drinking iced tea. I started drinking everything that was around me. And then yeah, we ended up we took the blunt or whatever, and we sparked it. So they rolled like three of them because they got a pack of five. Because I remember my cousin ended up bringing the last two to his house or whatever. And then yeah. So after we started smoking the wood, I'm like, maybe this isn't for me. But like, my sober mind, whatever was left, is like, nigga, this is not for you. Just stop right now. This is not for you. So anyway, I was like, you know what, nigga, I'm a boss up. I'm a contribute, like, not contribute, but like, I'm a be a god. Like, I'm gonna make my order because I'm like a bitch. Is basically what I'm thinking in my head. So I'm gonna smoke more than this thing. I'm gonna outsmoke this nigga for my first time. And I'm like, I didn't know if it's your first time, you should not be doing that. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, ended up smoking more than him, and then I just felt good as hell. And then I'm just sitting there vibing again, and this time it was just stronger, you know. So and I ended up going back into the house, and I went to the basement. That's where all the video games were, and then everybody else is still in the shed, and I'm like, nigga, you know you don't fucked up in my head. And then I started tripping out. Like, usually you don't trip off of weed, but I started tripping. I don't know, but I started tripping, bro. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me and shit like that. I started tweaking. Like, Chris Tucker and Friday, when the nigga started jumping up like he was on Angel. I swear I started doing that shit. And then my cousin came down. He's like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? And then yeah, basically I snapped out of it from there. And then I'm like, all right, bet I'm still high, but I don't know what to do to get it down, you know. So I was just sitting there. And I was just sitting there, bro, and then everybody else came in. I was the first to fall asleep. And I remember these niggas really played some pranks on me when I was sleeping and shit. Cause I remember they ended up showing me videos, and I was sitting there and like they fucking put boxers on my head and shit, and my hair was long at that point, so they're like all I saw was my hair just sticking out from the boxes and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? And then they showed me the videos in the morning, and like you know that nigga from Outlast, that nigga, Eddie Blueskin, that nigga with the red eyes, the one that like chops off people's penises. I swear that's how red my eyes were. Like I ended up looking in the mirror and I was like, holy shit, when I looked in the mirror. And then yeah, after that, basically, yeah, I was asleep. And then in the next morning, I woke up, I saw the videos, and like these niggas really this is back when like Facebook was popping, so they really posted this on their Facebook wall and everything for everybody to see. And I'm like, you niggas is some bitches or whatever. And then yeah, so basically that was my first time getting high.